Hey guys, welcome back to my channel PYR Studio, and today I'm gonna show you how to create this 3D cloth animation in anime style using Blender. Now you guys must be thinking, what's so new in this? We can just add simulation to it and the rest will happen automatically. But that's not the way how a cloth animates in any anime. If you have noticed, the way it animates is very uniform in motion, and to attain that there is a specific way which we are going to approach in this video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So let's just open Blender, and as you can see we have a cube in our viewport, but we don't need that, so let's just delete it and pick up an object which would be suitable for our experiment. And for that I'm gonna choose a cylinder. So let's just bring a cylinder by pressing Shift A and go to edit mode. In edit mode, delete a top and bottom face of the cylinder. Add multiple horizontal edge loops to give enough geometry to it and come back to object mode. Then add a subdivision surface and a displacement modifier. After that, in displacement modifier, click on new and add a new texture. In texture panel, we'll be adding an image. Now, as you can see, we can use any texture and displace the shape of the object, but from that we might not get the result as we wanted. So for that, we'll be using a specific image for our experiment, like as you can see over here. You can download this image from the link I have provided in the description down below. Now you must be thinking, why this specific image? So the way Blender reads alpha images is based on the color values. The darker the shade is, the more it gets deeper into the surface, and the brighter the tone is, the more height it gives to the surface. And because we want bumps over our object, so for that this image will be perfect, because the Blender reads the image from left to right, and as you can see in this image, it starts with white color and changes back to black in the midway, and then again changes back to white and goes on a loop forever. This way it will give us a uniform displacement to our object. Now in the texture panel, bring that image which we created. As you can see, it has deformed the shape like we wanted, but not exactly yet. We still need some changes to do. So let's just go into displacement modifier and decrease the strength a little bit. Alright, so this much of strength is fine. Now what we want is the displacement modifier to affect the lower half of the object only. So for that we'll be choosing some vertices by using weight paint mode. So let's just go to vertex panel and add a new vertex group. Switch to weight paint mode and give a weight to a lower vertices. Alright, now that we have weight painted the lower part of our object, now go back to object mode and in modifier panel, in the displacement modifier, use that vertex group to affect the lower part of the object only. And as you can see, the lower part of the object has been displaced where the upper part is still. Now we want to give motion to the object in uniform manner. So for that, let's just change our coordinate from local to object, which will bring an offset section. And now let's just bring an empty from by pressing Shift A. Now this empty is gonna act as offsetting object for our cylinder. Choose this empty object in offset section, and now as you can see, it is displacing it on the basis of empty's movement. Put it back to its previous location and bring a circle. Press Shift A, mesh circle and select it. Increase the size a little bit and go to edit mode of the circle and select any single vertex. Then press Shift S and choose Cursor to Selected. This will bring our cursor to the selected vertex. Then go back to object mode and select the empty and press Shift S again, but this time choose Selected to Cursor. This will bring our empty object to the cursor, and that would bring the empty to the edge of the circle. Now parent the empty with the circle by pressing Ctrl P. Now if you rotate the circle along its z-axis, then you can see the empty is moving along with it, giving it a uniform kind of a motion. Now we are gonna do the same thing for the circle also. We are gonna parent it to this cylinder. So let's just select the circle and then the cylinder and parent it to the cylinder by pressing Ctrl P. Now if we move the cylinder, the circle will move along with it as the empty object too. Now the only part left is to animate it, so let's just animate it. Bring this panel up and give the circle's z-axis a single keyframe at 0 degree and bring the time bar to 30th frame and rotate the circle along z-axis 360 degree and give it another keyframe. Now we want to make it a loop animation, so for that what we will have to do is to go in graph editor. So press Ctrl Tab, you will go to graph editor and press number pad 0 so that you can see everything. Now select the z-axis and press N. Now in modifier panel you can just click the cycle option and it will make it in a loop. So as you can see, our animation is in a loop now and it will go on forever. So here you have everything ready to go. You can create some awesome looking anime scenes with it. If you guys make something and want to share it with me, you can share it on my Instagram page. You are most welcome to do that. It would be really appreciable. Also, this time I have shared the source file with you guys. You can find the link of it in the description down below so that you don't have to go through the procedure every time you make something. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon down below so that you get notified every time I post something. Also, please share it with your Blender buddies who might really need this. And that's all for now. Thank you so much and I will see you in the next one.